What's going on, Minties? The Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today, I'm going to look at the collected editions coming out in the month of July. So you know the drill. Stay tuned. And welcome back, Minties. Now, before I get started, as you all know, just like everything else, the dates are subject to change, just in case. So let's kick it off. We have 5 weeks. So 5 times we're going to get books dropped this month. So we're starting it off with July 3rd. We've got the Cable and X-Force Omnibus coming out. This is a definite buy for me. They used the cover to the Phalanx Covenant for Cable number 16, but this collects X-Force 32 through 43, Annual number 3, Cable 9 through 20, New Warriors 45 through 46. Anytime I see New Warriors in oversized format, I get excited. X-Factor 106, Excalibur 82, and Wolverine 85. So not the complete Fatal Phalanx Covenant, but you don't need that. You just get the Cable and Wolverine side of things. So very much looking forward to that, because we all know that that's actually X-Force Volume 3 Omnibus. Silver Sable, the Parable 30th Anniversary Edition. This is one of those big monster-sized books. And retail price, well, actually, I don't know how big this book is. I just assume it's going to be one of those monster-sized books. But the retail price is $39.99 on this. 2 issues. But it's by Stan Lee and Mobius, both legends that have passed away now. So that is a definite buy for me. Kirby is Mighty King Size. Now, I do believe that one is going to be king size. Conan, Jewel of Gawalur, and Other Stories. Sorry. Conan the Barbarian Volume 1, The Life and Death of Conan Book 1. Now, this is the new Jason Aaron run. And this one, I believe, is drawn by, if I'm not mistaken, it's, what is his name? Is Mahmoud Asrar, I think. And Ezed Ribic does a lot of the cover arts, or he is doing the cover art. Then we have Conan. No, we already did that. Star Wars Legends, Epic Collection, the Newspaper Strips, Volume 2, and The Adventures of X-Men, Volume 1. Moving on to DC, we have Batman, the Final Deluxe Hardcover, Volume 4. And I say final because the future solicitations don't show any more of these Deluxe Edition oversized hardcovers, which makes me sad. This collects Batman 45 through 57 and DC Nation number 0, or a story from DC Nation number 0. Got Joker the Black Label Edition. That's the Azzarello book. It is now under the Black Label line. JSA by Jeff Johns, Book 3. And Suicide Squad Katana, The Revenge of Cobra. I have not read this, but I do like Suicide Squad and I like Katana. Now, moving on to the world of manga, we have Dr. Stone Volume 6. Has anybody read this? I have been told to read this, that apparently it is really good. So I'm curious if any of you all have read it. See, the Gundam Wing has another volume, Volume 13. I can't believe we have 13 volumes of Gundam Wing. One Piece Color Walk Compendium. Yes. Water 7 of Paramount War. Anybody else collect art books? Or is it just me? I know I can't be the only one. And we got Hellboy 25 Years of Covers, hardcover edition, which I've done an overview, first look at. If you want to check that out on the channel, link up above. Crimson Lotus trade paperback, Monstrous Book 1. Now this one had, I think, 3 different covers. A DCBS cover, a Barnes & Noble cover, but I really like the standard cover, so I think this is the one I'm going to go with. Gasolina Volume 3, Viva Mexico, Kirby and Lee Stuff Said. It's a new printing. Will Eisner, A Spirited Life, hardcover, new printing. And Don Heck, a work of art, hardcover, new printing. Moving on to the week of July 10th, we have Marvel Masterworks, Captain America Volume 11. So again, you have the standard hardcover, and then you have the variant hardcover. Marvel Monograph, J. Scott Campbell Complete Covers, Volume 1. Decades, Marvel in the Aughts, Hitting the Headlines. Spider-Man Deadpool Volume 9, Event Pool Trade Paperback, Ironheart Volume 1, Those with Courage, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Volume 1, Secrets and Rumors, New Mutant Epic Collection Demon Bear Saga. Hell yes. I love these epic collections. I'm going to announce, or I'm going to actually do a a overview of what they look like and what they are, in case you are mistaken. And I just announced 10 of them yesterday, live with Curtis. This collects issues 13 through 31 and annual number 1. So, replacing those New Mutants classics. Hopefully, one day we'll get an omnibus. Then we have the new X-Men Companion trade paperback. This literally just collects a bunch of X-Men Unlimited series. So I'm all over this. I wish they had done X-Men Unlimited as oversized hardcovers, but whatever. Collecting X-Men Unlimited 35, 37 through 39, 46 through 47, 49 through 50, X-Men Unlimited, the new series, the 2004 series, issue 1, and then material from X-Men Unlimited, the original series, 34, 36, 40 through 43, and 48. So they were pretty much an anthology of 3 or 4 stories, or sometimes one long story in each one of those. And I am a huge fan of those X-Men Unlimited series. Weird World, Dragon Master, or of Klarn. DC has Books of Magic, Volume 1, movable type, and this is one of the new Sandman Universe books. Has anybody read any of these? Any good? We have the new Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp hardcover. I believe this is a standard size hardcover, not an oversized hardcover, which kind of sucks. Collecting 1 through 6 of the new Green Lantern run. So, Intergalactic Lawman, Green Lantern, Volume 1. Swamp Thing, Roots of Terror, Deluxe hardcover. This one looks really good. I'll probably be picking that up. As well as the Trials of Shazam, the complete series. This is the series that was written by Judd Winnick and drawn by Howard Porter. And this collects the entire 12 issues in one trade paperback. Now that is a hell of a deal. Moving on to manga, we have Blade of the Immortal Omnibus Volume 9. And what else do we have here? Then we have the Knights of Sidonia Master Edition Volume 2. I love how these look in oversized format. I need to pick them up. I've got the Blame one, but I need to get this. I don't know why I've been sleeping on it. Case Closed, Volume 71. Holy crap, that is one of the longest running manga ever. The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, Volume 5. Anybody picking those up? I was a big fan of the Legend of Zelda manga, the original ones. I haven't picked up any of the Twilight Princess stuff, though. Now let's look at the other independent books. We have Usagi Yojimbo, the Hidden Limited Edition hardcover. Marvel Action Black Panther Stormy Weather trade paperback. Marvel Masterworks Pinups hardcover. Murder Falcon trade paperback. That's getting a lot of hype. Boys Omnibus Volume 3. Again, these are the softcover versions. Bad Weekend. This is the new Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips hardcovers. But they're a line of like smaller hardcovers, so I'm wondering if they'll do an oversized one eventually when they're all said and done. And then Incursion Volume 1, which I've heard a lot of good things about, but I have not read. And before we move on to the next week, I just want to remind you all to hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed and you enjoy the content of these type of videos, please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you know when these videos are posted. And also check us out on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at NearMintCon. Those right there. We're going to be doing some polls here soon. So, all right, moving on to the week of July 17th, kicking it off with Thanos by Donny Cates. I did an overview of that if you want to check that out on the channel. Miles Morales Volume 1, straight out of Brooklyn. Wolverine Long Night trade paperback. This is the one that I believe is based on the podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have X-Men Epic Collection, Always Darkest Before the Dawn. Black Widow, No Restraints Play. X-Men Milestones, Fall of the Mutants. I did one of the milestones, the Dark Phoenix saga, so hopefully I'll get another one of them and kind of compare them. Marvel Eyes of the Camera trade paperback. This is a follow-up to the Marvels book, but it doesn't get a lot of love and recognition, probably because Alex Ross didn't draw any of it, and it was just a Kurt Busiek story. Tomb of Dracula, Day of Blood, Night of Redemption. Moving on to DC, we have Green Arrow Volume 7. And then we have Justice League Volume 3, Hawk World. Sandman Volume 10, the 30th anniversary trade paperback. Wonder Woman Volume 9, Enemy of Both Sides. And this is this is the Rebirth. I love that art germ cover, by the way. And then we have a new edition of Kitchen, soon to be a motion picture, or so I was told. And yeah, this is Kitchen 1 through 8. So soon to be a motion picture. I had no idea. Now we're moving on to manga for this week. Let's see what we have here. Beastars. This I've heard a lot of hype about, so I'm curious. I may end up getting it. I like that cover, and kind of digging the premise, so I may have to pick that up. Terraformers 21. I had no idea that book was continuing for such a long time. No box sets, it doesn't look like. Then we have BPRD, The Devil You Know, Volume 3. Creepy Archives, Volume 29. That is the final Creepy Archives. I'm going to do an overview of that in the next week, so keep an eye on the channel. Spawn, Vault Edition, Volume 2. Anybody picked up the Vault Edition, Volume 1? I assume these are all oversized hardcovers, maybe in a slipcase. I know very little about this because I don't know what it is. But this collects 8 through 15, so that means 1 through 7. Seems like a pretty big price for that. Jughead, The Hunger, Volume 3. Die, Volume 1. That's got to be that Robert Kirkman book, right? Yep. Robert Kirkman. Issues 1 through 8. Maybe. Gunning for Hits. Vindication, Volume 1. That looks pretty interesting. And Bloodshot, the Definitive Edition trade paperback. Moving on to the week of July 24th. By the way, you should also check out our Redbubble site, where we sell the Near Mint Condition logo for stickers and t-shirts, which I am not wearing because I fell at this. Alright, kicking it off with Marvel. We've got Conan the Barbarian Omnibus Volume 2. Now, again, you have two covers. You have the direct market cover, and then you have the standard cover. And honestly, right now, I love both of these, so whatever with me. I'll get whichever one I can get my hands on. Miles Morales Spider-Man graphic novel. Marvel Visionaries Roy Thomas trade paperback. Savage Sword of Conan Volume 1. The Cult of Koga. Thun. Now, this is pretty interesting. Now, this is also the new run. This is the Gary Duggan and Ron Garney on artwork, which, by the way, I've been loving. Issues 1 through 5. However, I didn't know about this. There is a black and white edition of this. So I assume the entire book is black and white. Which I guess has to be cheaper for them to print, right? Because it's not in color. But it's the same material, issues 1 through 5. Thor of Realms, trade paperback. Black Panther, Volume 7. The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Part 2. Then we have Hulk, World War Hulks. World War Hulk, the new printing. And Punisher, Return to Big Nothing, which is one of my favorite freaking Punisher stories. This is the one by Stephen Grant. It's been printed before in Marvel Premiere hardcover edition. I don't think it was part of the Epic line, or correct me if I'm wrong. Moving on to DC, we have the DC Universe Bronze Age Omnibus by Jack Kirby. I'm surprised that didn't get the axe. Batman Beyond Volume 5, House of Whispers Volume 1, Hellblazer Volume 21, continuing the saga of John Constantine. Wish they would just give us some omnibuses. Wonder Woman Blood and Guts. And I think that was canceled. Forget that. Wonder Woman Blood and Guts was canceled. I didn't have any cancellation news earlier. Well, there you go. There's one. Yeah. Weird that they canceled it just recently. Okay, moving on to manga. We've got Durara. No, that's a light novel. What am I talking about? Murcielago, Volume 11. I dig that. Considering Murcielago means bat in Spanish. I love when manga throws in Spanish words. Then we've got the Scott Pilgrim Color Collection trade paperback box set. Scott Pilgrim Color Collection Volume 1 and 2 sold separately. The Harrow County Library Edition Volume 3. I'm going to do an overview of all three of those. I've got an advanced copy, so tune into the channel for that. Star Wars Adventures Volume 6, Flight of the Falcon. Walter Simonson's Star Wars Artist Edition hardcover. I love Simonson, and I love how much his artwork, I'm sure, looks amazing in that oversized format, but I would dive deep and start getting all of them. Ninjak. Oh, is this Ninjak? Deluxe Edition hardcover. Self-Made trade paperback. I really like that cover. It's pretty cool. I haven't heard anything about this. If anybody read this, let me know in the comments down below. This contains issues 1 through 6. Outcast by Kirkman and Azaceta, Volume 7. Now, the final week in July, we are with the Marvel's oversized, the monster size hardcover, which I've done an overview of on the channel. Superior Spider-Man, trade paperbacks. Deadpool by Scotty Young, Volume 2. Invaders, Volume 1. Dig that Namor cover. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, Volume 1. To No Fear. I like that as well. X-23, Volume 2. X-Assassin. I want to say that series got canceled recently, which is sad because I've been enjoying it. X-Men Milestone, The Mutant Massacre. Fantastic Four, Fantastic Origins. This is the new Season 1 printings. Elektra Assassin, speaking of new printings. Trade paperback, here's a new printing of that. Incredible Hercules, Complete Collection, Volume 1. It's not an omnibus, but it's a start. Love that series. If you haven't read it, it is awesome. It takes place directly right after World War Hulks. Man, slip of the tongue. Spider-Girl Complete Collection, Volume 2. Very underrated series. I'm hoping one day we'd get some kind of M2 with Spider-Girl omnibus. But this collects issues 16 through 13. Or 16 through 32. DC, we have Superman, The Golden Age Omnibus Volume 6. We are literally getting one a year, it seems like. They're in no hurry to get those out. Authority Omnibus hardcover. Passing up on it because it does not contain the Justice League versus Alien story, which kills off most of the cast from Stormwatch. So I'll just keep the hardcovers for that. Dear Justice League. This is cute. Probably get that for my kids. DC Bombshells, the Deluxe Edition, Book 2. Now, if you're a fan of this, that's awesome. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. But there are a lot of other books that I wish would have gotten this Deluxe Edition treatment. Aquaman, Titans, Teen Titans, just all these other properties that they have, and we get DC Bombshells in Deluxe Edition. You know what? It probably sold, so that's why. Injustice Volume 5, trade paperback, and Injustice Volume 6 in hardcover. And Wonder Woman, yep, I will be picking that up. Wonder Woman by John Byrne. This is the third hardcover, and this is the one that wraps up his run. These are in oversized format as well. This collects issues 125 to 136. Those are some of the earlier appearances of Cassie, who ended up becoming Wonder Girl later on. Now, as far as manga, anybody checking out this series, because I got it confused with Fairy Tail, but this is Fairy Tail Battle Royale. Volume 3 comes out. I love the artwork, and I really like the premise. I think it's cute and up my alley. But if anybody has checked it out, let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the independent stuff, we have Screwball, the cartoonist who made the funnies funny. Rip Kirby, Volume 11, 1973 to 1975, hardcover. The Pre-Code Classics, Hand of Fate, Volume 4, a hardcover and a slipcase. And Pre-Code Classics, Tales of Horror, Volume 3, hardcover and also available in a slipcase. Archie, A Celebration of America's Favorite Teenagers, trade paperback. Umbrella Academy, Volume 3, the latest Umbrella Academy story. It only took them 10 years to come back and do this. This is Hotel Oblivion. Hell, I think it's been longer than 10 years. I think it's probably like 12 or 13. Archie, Art of Francesco Francavilla, hardcover edition. Prince Valiant. These are those beautiful oversized books that one day I think I may dive into. And this is Volume 19, collecting the years 1973 to 1974. The Disney Masters Volume 9, the Vita's Ice Sword Saga hardcover. I'm getting the box sets of those, so hopefully they will continue that. Prodigy Book 1. I have not heard anything about this, so let me know in the comments down below if you've read Prodigy. And to wrap up that month, we have Deadly Class Volume 8, Never Go Back, the latest trade paperback. I fucking hate the thought that show got canceled. That sucks. That was such a good show. And if you hadn't read Deadly Class, you need to read it. It's quite amazing. And it sucks that they canceled that show before it even got to the amazing cliffhanger. So that's everything for the month of July. Let me know in the comments down below what you plan on getting, what you're curious about getting, or if you have any questions, or maybe I left something out, or if there's any manga that you recommend that I missed out on. I'm trying to get back into it. Guy in his 40s and trying to jump back into manga. It's been a lot of fun because I've been rebuying a lot of the old stuff. And here I go going on a tangent about something else. But that's another episode. Tune in next week when I'm going to do an overview of the Epic collections. We're also Old Reader, New Readers back. We're going to finish out talking about the Infinite Crisis Omnibus, where we actually talk about the event. I'm going to do an overview of I Am Hero. Dark Horse just sent me those, and to talk a little bit about that and how nice the books look together. So keep an eye on the channel. Like I said, join our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at NearMainCon. Don't forget to check out our Redbubble, and don't forget to check out our Patreon. If you enjoy videos like this and want to support us, the link is in the description. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. I do this every month, and it's so fun when you guys get involved and start talking to me about what you're planning on getting. Remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Had to think about it, but I still got it.